Faith helped Debbie Sydow realize the potential within. As a child in the hills of Virginia, the church was at the center of family life.
She grew up in a southern tip of Virginia in the coal fields. Debbie's father was a coal miner. Lived in a very, very rural part of the state in the Appalachian Mountains.
Debbie grew up in a very devout family. She told me that she learned to read by sitting on her mother's lap while her mother read the Bible to her aloud.
Debbie's, as I mentioned, father was a coal miner. Probably the hardest working soul I've ever met in my life. He was quite the man, and Debbie's very much like him. A lot of pride in work, very humble, but yet willing to do anything for anybody to help them.
Appalachia in the 60s was a land of poverty, hard lives. A college education was a dream, not a promise. Teachers nurtured that dream in Debbie Sydow. She became the first member of her family to graduate from college.
The girls who did go to college were those who maybe would come home to be teachers in the public school system, but it was not expected that girls would go to college and earn their doctorate, as Debbie has done.
Many people teach school, but they don't have this love of learning that Debbie has. Debbie seems to have felt it throughout her life, but she continued in her career. And I'm sure she feels that's a blessing, and it's a blessing to all of us too that she does have it.
Today, Debbie Sydow nurtures the dream of learning in people of all ages as president of Onondaga Community College, pushing the school to new heights in enrollment, curriculum, and student services as the college embarks on its 50th anniversary.
Debbie Sydow is someone who has a big vision for what can be and an unending amount of energy to do what it takes to get you there.
You know, a lot of people in higher education have vision. The difference between those people and Debbie, I think, is that she not only has the vision, but she manages to get it done.
Debbie Sydow has dedicated her professional life to community college education, first as an English professor, then moving into administrative roles back home in Virginia. Since she became president of Onondaga in 2000, OCC's enrollment has grown to nearly 12,000 students, making it the fastest growing campus in the SUNY system. In addition, more than $100 million in capital improvements have transformed the campus.
When Debbie first started, she was very young for a college president. And I think that was a surprise to a lot of people. But it was clear right from the beginning that she's extremely bright, that she had a real vision for the place, and that everybody had a lot to learn from her as young as she was.
There was a lecture that was given that she presented at, and when she had finished, she sat back down, and the person next to her turned over and whispered to her, "I'm an OCC grad." And you know, now, and she considers now, I think from that moment, I don't know if she realized it, but in the last decade, that was her one, you know, it was going to become one of her real focus areas, was to make sure that people didn't whisper that anymore. You know, that they are really proud of going to OCC.
When I first came here, OCC was the place you went to college when you couldn't get in anywhere else. That is not the case anymore.
It was a good school. Now it is a great school, bigger and better than it's ever been.
Our student population has grown, our faculty has grown, everything has grown, our reputation has grown.
The single factor that moves a person out of poverty is higher education. If they can get to a two-year school, their chances of moving out of poverty and stopping kind of a trend of generational poverty is higher education.
Something that is unique about Dr. Sydow is to be able to identify and recognize the abilities of individuals and give them opportunities to grow and to improve and be their best.
She stepped onto that campus and she could see the potential. And she had steps and a plan behind the scenes, very clear in retrospect on where the college needed to go and how she could make that happen in a way that would allow everyone to come along with her.
10 years ago, she walked in here saying, our main focus is teaching and learning, and it still is. Yes, we've grown, yes, we're prettier, yes, we're bigger, but it's still about teaching and learning.
And I think what is probably most important to her is that she has been able to give education to Central New Yorkers of all sizes, shapes, and she's given them the chance, as she would say it, to transform their lives.
Our credo, it says that we help individuals to explore, to discover, and to transform themselves. That's our mission, and we've done a great job with it.
Yet they have the desire, they have the ability, they have the determination, and they're not sure what they're going to do. This is a wonderful place to open up. This is a wonderful place to get started.
Debbie really believes that not just her, but all people should help, encourage, engage, and support everybody else they meet, professionally and personally. She really believes that. For example, 3 people that worked with her here on this campus are now college presidents. And that's in 10 years' time. I don't think that's ever been done in New York before.
I spent 27 years at OCC as a faculty member and then moving into administration. And to see the change at that place and the excitement and the energy, she has transformed the college.
She is as decent as a person could be, but she's very strong, and there's real resilience in her, real courage.
She knows exactly what she needs, she knows how to get it, and she's very good at making her case and selling what it is she needs to sell to people to support what the college is doing.
Because she's president of the college, she's had to make some very tough decisions over the 10 years that I've seen her work here. And some of those decisions are unpopular. But she will stand up at a faculty meeting and take the heat. And she will listen to what we have to say.
She believes that this school could and should be the best community college in the system.
It's been fun to watch the college evolve, and it evolved slowly but surely until Debbie got here, and then it exploded.
The school's growing. I mean, you can see it right now. We have construction, a new gym. We're gonna have a bridge being built, and all those things come in contest with her pushing those forward and wanting to better this campus. So it helps the students out a lot.
A lot of our students are non-traditional. They're not going to walk into a 4-year college by taking an SAT and walking in the front door. They're not going to do that, but we give them the opportunity to come here, take some courses, see what interests them, play around with their education, find out what excites them, and direct them with advisement and otherwise into programs that they might be interested in or jobs that they might be interested in otherwise.
One of the things that she did, which was neat, was the fact that she encouraged us to establish the Diversity Council. And this is a council that brings together students, faculty, administrators to think about how we can improve the quality of relationships that we have on our campus.
School has a lot of non-traditional students. So when you're in the classroom, I mean, there are several students that are immediately, come to college after high school and things of that sort. But I also find myself with 3 to 4 on average in each of my classes that are veterans themselves. And then also, you have a lot of people that were unemployed and they're going back to school and trying to get educated themselves.
Each one of us on this campus feels like they are included, they feel like they are respected, and a sense of worth. And that kind of environment is one that enables every student and employee to thrive.
My wife and I share something in common with Debbie and Harry, and that's we're grandparents. And I think they love being grandparents almost as much as we do. And so we've gotten to trade a lot of stories and talk about what wonderful times we've had with grandchildren.
She'll kill me for this, but a long time ago when our daughter and son-in-law were dating, Debbie said, I want 5 grandchildren. They broke up a week later. True story. About a year and a half later, they got married. And one of the few times I ever told Debbie something, she said, you can't do this. So don't ever mention grandchildren again, because she loves the grandchildren.
She's a truly wonderful woman, and sometimes we are not allowed to say this, but she's someone that is so warm, and you love her as soon as you meet her because she really sees something in every individual.
For her devotion to faith, distinction in career, and dedication to community, InterFaith Works of Central New York is proud to honor Dr. Debbie Sydow with the 2011 InterFaith Leadership Award.
She's had a tremendous impact on the college and the community, and it's nice to have someone pay attention and notice the great work that she's done.
She recognizes that OCC is not an entity, of itself. It is part of a larger community.
I think she is a jewel, and I think there are lots of community colleges and lots of higher educational institutions that would love to grab her. I hope she is deeply rooted in Central New York.
Debbie, congratulations for this honor. And Debbie and Harry, I love you both. And Debbie, I'm so proud of you. And always stay close to God, and always stay true to God, okay? And I'll see you soon. I love you, honey. Bye-bye.